Yo, what's going on, dudes? HK here with a brand new video for you guys, and in today's video, I have something a little bit different planned for you guys, because if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I ended up creating a really long map that's called Island's Endless Loop, and I said I wanted to see what was the highest round we can make it to on this map, but it's been such a long time that I actually forgot that I wanted to go to a super late game on this map, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and swap around my hero. I'm going to be using Azili as my hero because I found that Azili is definitely the best hero for going late game, even though Jerry is a really good hero because you can get the max level paragons. In the late game, the paragons really don't matter too much, right? Now, what I'm foreseeing on this map, I think we should be able to make it past round 400 if we do everything correct. I mean, on my other map where we went to super late game, we ended up making it all the way until like round, I want to say like round 405 before we ended up calling it. And this time I want to go all the way up until round 500. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll start off with my hero Azili. Now, the good thing about these like super long maps is like we really don't need much of a defense in the early part of the game, right? So I think what I want to end up doing with the strategy that I'm going to be going for is I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Monkey Buccaneers. That way we can start making a little bit of money for our Neighborhood of the Seas. And on top of that, the Monkey Buccaneers make a lot of money. On top of that, they also provide quite a bit of defense as well. So we'll go ahead and place down our first Monkey Buccaneer right here, like so. We'll place it as far to the left as we can get it, like this. And then I want to try to fit like 3 more Monkey Buccaneers here, and then we'll go ahead and start going for 20 Monkey Buccaneers. And then after we buy the 20 Monkey Buccaneers, that's when we'll go ahead and like set up a bunch of like central markets, as well as we'll go ahead and go for a Monkeyopolis, and we'll go ahead and go for all of the other big boy farms as well. Now with this map, in case you guys were wondering, the balloons have to do 23 loops around this circle before they end up leaving. So our towers are going to have an insane amount of time to hit these balloons. It's actually ridiculous. Like, I can't believe I forgot to go to super late game on this map. Like, I think I played this map before and I went for Paragon degree 100 on all of the paragons. Or maybe I didn't end up uploading that because my game ended up crashing and I couldn't load up the game. I don't remember, guys. I mean, it's been so long since I made this map. I don't know what all I've done on this map so far. All right, so round 13, let's go ahead and buy our first merchantman. And the good thing about the merchantman is like it starts off extremely slow, but once you start getting more and more merchantmen, it really starts to snowball really quick. Now, while we're saving up enough money to buy the merchantman, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the channel so far. You guys are absolutely crushing it. That being said, if you guys are still enjoying the content and you guys want to show me a little bit of support, please feel free to hit that like button. Also, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe as well. That way you guys don't miss out on any future uploads. And also, I haven't done a plug like this in a while, but if you guys buy anything from the BT6 shop, please feel free to use creator code HUK Titan. That way you guys can support me a little bit more. That is, of course, if you guys want to support me a little bit more and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of awesome creators out there that have creator codes. I just want to throw my creator code out there just in case you guys didn't know if I had one or not. All right, guys, I promise I'm not going to do any more shameless YouTuber plugs for the rest of the video, all right? All right, so we have a 3 merchantmen right now. We'll go ahead and buy ourselves a 4th one. And then I think I want to go ahead and upgrade one of my merchantmen up to grape shots and hot shots. That way we can go ahead and increase our popping power, even though we really don't need it, right? Plus, it'll make popping lead balloons way easier. Now, one thing I want to do when going to super late game, or at least is what I want to do on this map, is I want to try to keep this bottom left or bottom right hand corner of the screen as clear as I can get it, or at least as clear as I can keep it. That way we can go ahead and grab ourselves like an ice monkey, and we can go ahead and like place down more banana farms down here. Because one of the downsides of this map is there's not really a lot of room to like place down farms. Well, there's a decent amount of room, but I ended up adding a lot of water on this map because I thought the map would look a little bit better if I added more water. But by doing that, I ended up like reducing the amount of space where we can place down farms. And you guys remember when I said that the merchantman strategy really starts to snowball? This is exactly what I meant. Like, look how many merchantmen we have. This is absolutely redonkulous, and we're only on round 38. I mean, I know we're playing on easy mode, but never mind that. I mean, it's still amazing that we have this many merchantmen, right? All right, so currently we have a 16 merchantmen right now. We only need 4 more before we start going for our trade empire. And then after we buy our trade empire, we'll go ahead and upgrade all of these merchantmen up to flavored trades, because it's going to make us more money if we go for the trade empire before we go for the flavored trades, right? At least that's what I think. So I think we're at 17 merchantmen right now. This will be 18. And then I know I said I want to keep this bottom area as clean as I could get it, but I also want to make sure I leave enough room over here for my vengeful sun god as well. So here is one merchantman, and then here should be our 20th. Now let's go ahead and start saving up for our trade empire. And we're going to go ahead and make this Monkey Buccaneer right here our trade empire. Then because there's not really too much that we have to do, I'm going to go ahead and probably fast forward to the point where we have all of our flavored trades, right? And then after we have all of our Monkey Buccaneers upgraded to flavored trades, that's when things are going to start getting a little bit spicy. All right, so round 54, we have all of our merchantmen upgraded to flavored trades. So now that we have all of the flavored trades, so let's go ahead and start going for a couple of banana centrals. I say banana central, but I meant central markets. You guys know what I meant, right? That way we can go ahead and make a little bit more money from our Monkey Buccaneers. You guys know that sometimes my words get all discombobulated and stuff like that. All right, let me see. So in order to get the maximum amount of profit from our Monkey Buccaneers, we're going to need 10 central markets, which it shouldn't take us too long to buy all 10 of them, especially since we're making a ridiculous amount of money per round. Now, because I want to kind of keep the middle of the island really clear, I'm going to go ahead and use the Ice Monkey strategy to like make a little bit more room over here, and then we'll go ahead and place down the rest of our central markets over on the side of the map. All right, and cool beans. So we have our 10 marketplaces. I also ended up buying the Monkey Wall Street as well. That way, we can make a little bit more money. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and grab another banana farm. And then with this banana farm, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this one up to Monkeynomics. Because the Monkeynomics with its ability should be able to make us a bunch of money, right? So now that we have the max central markets, let's go ahead and start going for our Monkeyopolis as well. All right, so I think that's going to do it for our farms. I mean, I know we could probably like squeeze in a bunch more, but I'm not really too worried about it because we're not like trying to go for like any super high paragons or anything like that. We're only trying to go to like super late game. So in order to make sure that we can go to super late game, we might as well start going for our vengeful sun god, right? Because, I mean, the Vengeful Sun God's going to be, like, our primary form of popping power. So we might as well go for it in a super early round. So let's go ahead and place down an Ice Monkey right here. We'll go ahead and upgrade this Ice Monkey up to Snowstorm. And then we'll go ahead and place down our Vengeful Sun God right here. Now, the reason why I want to place the Vengeful Sun God in the water is that way we can go ahead and buff up the Vengeful Sun God with the top pathway Monkey Buccaneer. So for the sacrifices, I'm not going to be like stingy with the sacrifices or anything like that. Like, I'm probably going to end up overspending by a lot, to be completely honest. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll grab ourselves a Superstorm. We grab the Mad. And then I think if we go for the top pathway bomb shooter, that should be enough as well, right? But because I just want to make sure that we don't end up, like, messing it up, I'm also going to grab another bomb shooter as well. All right, so there is our temple. Now, let's go ahead. We'll grab ourselves the rest of the sacrifices. All right, we have pretty much everything that we need. I just need to grab the other two super monkeys. That way we can go ahead and get the Vengeful Sun God. And then after we buy the Vengeful Sun God, I'd like to give a support temple buff to our Vengeful Sun God. But I also want to make sure that I don't end up sacrificing any of my, like, important towers, right? So I don't want to end up accidentally sacrificing my trade empire. So I may need to wait a couple of rounds to give my Vengeful Sun God the the Sun Temple buff. We can probably end up going for the Sun Temple buff. We're probably on like round 160 once we get the Navarch of the Seas. All right, so round 85, let's go ahead and get our Vengeful Sun God. And there we go, dudes. We have our Vengeful Sun God on round 86. Now, usually I would end up going for like super range and epic range, but we don't really need to go that crazy this early on, right? So instead of going for that, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a Monkey Village. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this Monkey Village up to Monkey Intelligence Bureau. And I'm not going to be doing anything else with the Vengeful Sun God yet because we really don't need it, right? Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a Monkey Ace. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this Monkey Ace up to a Flying Fortress with lots more darts. That way we can start getting a couple of pops on our Flying fortress. Another tower that's going to end up being really helpful for us is going to be the Grand Saboteur. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves the Ninja Monkey. We'll go ahead and upgrade this Ninja Monkey up to the Grand Saboteur. That way we can start getting some pops on our Ninja Monkey as well. Now, I know what you guys are probably going to say. You guys are probably going to say, yo, H2K Titan, why don't you ultra boost your Vengeful Sun God? And I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait until the later rounds. Because when we ultra boost our Vengeful Sun God, it's going to increase its range. And it's going to make it a little bit harder to get, like, the true temple, or the true Sun God temple, right? Like, we could probably go for the true Sun God temple, like, right now. If we, like, put the true Sun God temple over here. But I'm honestly not too worried about it. Because, honestly, we really don't even need the Vengeful Sun God or any of the other beefy towers until like round 150. And you know what? Because I think it would be a fun idea, I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself a druid, and I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this druid up to a Spirit of the Forest. And I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade it up to the top pathway because this is gonna be absolutely ridiculous. There's gonna be 23 layers of thorns that all these Bloons have to get through. That's gonna be absolutely ridiculous, guys. Like, honestly, we could probably make it to like round 150 with just our Spirit of the Forest, right? Because going through like 23 stacks of spikes like this, that's gotta be a lot of damage, guys. Now, one thing I'm debating on doing is I'm debating on going for the Magnus Perfectus too. You know what? Let's actually do it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself a Wizard Monkey. I'll go ahead and upgrade it up to the Archmage, and I'll place the Archmage over here. I'm not gonna like ultra boost it or anything like that because I don't want to go that far. We'll just like passively get the Magnus Perfectus, and if we don't get the Magnus Perfectus until like what, like round like 300, it's not going to be the end of the world because we're going to be relying heavily on like our Vengeful Sun God, our Azili, our Navarch of the Seas, and probably the Ascended Shadow as well. All right, so I was thinking about it, and I might as well start ultra boosting like some of the other big boy towers. So we'll start ultra boosting the Bloon Master Alchemist. I also want to ultra boost my Azili as well. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in order to get like a high paragon degree on our Navarch of the Seas, I think we need somewhere in the ballpark of like $215,000 made with the Monkey Buccaneer, but I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. So I will probably end up going for like 250,000. Then after we get the 250,000, that's when we'll go and buy our Navarch of the Seas. So I think it should be somewhere around like round 200 before we end up getting like $250,000 saved up. But because we have our Vengeful Sun God and all of our towers are absolutely cracked, we shouldn't have to worry too much about any of these Bloons giving us a hard time, especially since we got the Vengeful Sun God on such an early round, right? Now, guys, I'm actually a little bit curious about something. I'm actually curious how many pops our Spirit of the Forest is going to have at the end of the game. Because our Spirit of the Forest should be doing 23 times the damage that it normally does, right? So I have a feeling that our Spirit of the Forest is going to be cracked this game. So usually I end up like selling a bunch of towers that I don't need once I get to like the later rounds. But I think this time I'm going to end up keeping my Spirit of the Forest. Just because I think it's going to end up being like, or getting an insane amount of pops, right? Now, this time I'm also going to do you guys a little bit of a favor, and I'm going to keep the Mad all the way up until the end of the game as well, because I know a lot of you guys really like the Mad, so I'm kind of curious like how many pops the Mad is going to have at the end of the game. I'll go ahead and I'll ultra boost it as well as I'll go ahead and perma brood as well. I'm just ultra boosting my Flying Fortress right now. That way we can go ahead and get like the Goliath Doom Ship. Even though the Goliath Doom Ship isn't going to have like a super high paragon degree, because I'm not going to sell any of my farms until, probably not until we get to, probably somewhere in the ballpark of like $12 million. Alright guys, a little bit of a status update. Nothing much has really changed so far. I'm probably going to end up grabbing myself the Goliath Doom Ship, even though we're not going to be able to get like a super high paragon degree, like I said, because I'm not going to be like going for like the max amount of tiers sacrificed. We'll just like place down as many as we can, and then we'll go ahead and call it good with that, right? All right, and I think I'm going to call it good with that. I don't think I have enough space to place down any more. So let's see what paragon degree we get on our Goliath Doom ship when we sacrifice the max amount of money. So here we go, and we get paragon degree 90. So actually we ended up getting the max paragon degree that we can get without using Jerry as our hero. So not too bad, and not too bad at all. I was expecting us to get like somewhere in the ballpark of like paragon degree like 82 or 83, but I ended up getting more tiers than I initially thought I'd be able to. So not bad, and not too bad at all, dudes. Now, because there's not really too much excitement going on right now, I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back on round 200. And then we'll probably start spacing out the rounds where I bring you guys back, because it's going to take a really, really long time to make it all the way up until round 500. Like, I think it's going to take us somewhere in the ballpark of maybe like 5 to 6 hours to make it all the way up until round 500, if I'm not mistaken. Now, before we go up until round 200, I want you guys to like make a guess. Which tower out of all of the towers that I'm going to be buying is going to have the most pop? All right, dude, so here we are on round 200. Now, because we have more than enough money, I'm going to go ahead and sell all of my farms to like reduce on the lag a little bit. Because, I mean, I know the lag's not that big a deal right now, but I mean, like, we're still getting like a lot of like frame skips and stuff like that. So I kind of want to reduce all of the frame skips. So we'll go ahead and sell all of our ice monkeys. We'll sell all of our farms. I'm going to end up keeping my monkey Wall Street. That way I can go ahead and make lives, because we are using Azili's ability off a cooldown. So in order to make sure that we don't end up like losing all of our lives, I want to go ahead and keep the monkey Wall Street in order to make a little bit of lives back. On top of that, I also have a heli pilot down here as well that's making us a little bit of lives too. All right, so now that we have everything set up, we might as well go for our support temple, right? But before I go for my support temple, I kind of want to move my my Spirit of the Forest. That way my Spirit of the Forest doesn't get sacrificed. So we'll move our Spirit of the Forest probably over here to the middle of the map. That way his, oh dude, that's so sick. All of these like spikes. All right, and here's our support temple. We'll go ahead and buff it up with super range and epic range. And now our vengeful sun god should be getting a buff. And then we can go ahead and buff up our super monkey with super range and epic range as well. And he should have almost global range, if I'm not mistaken. And perfect. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and buy myself a alchemist. And with this alchemist, we'll go ahead and position this alchemist right here like this. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade it all the way up to a permabrew. And then we'll also give it stronger acid and perishing potions as well. And then if we put our permabrew right here, it'll be able to affect all of our main towers, right? Then taking a look at our monkey buccaneer money, like, I think we might be a little bit short for a paragon degree 90 Navarch of the Seas, but I'm honestly not too worried about it, because a couple of degrees on the Navarch of the Seas isn't going to make like a massive difference, right? All right, so let's go ahead and buy our Navarch of the Seas to sacrifice the max amount of money. And we ended up with paragon degree 90 Navarch of the Seas. So it ended up working out a little bit better than I initially thought. So not too bad at all. So now that we have our Navarch of the Seas, I also need to go ahead and ultra boost my vengeful sun god, because I don't have my vengeful sun god all ultra boosted yet. So after our vengeful sun god gets ultra boosted, he should have almost global range. Well, at least our vengeful sun god will be able to hit all of the balloons in the circle, right? Now let's go ahead and take a look at our double dude, and our double dude has the 6 million pops, as well as our Wizard Lord Phoenix has 1.5 million pops. So it's going to take a few more rounds in order to get the Magnus Perfectus, but I'm honestly not too worried about it. As far as our Ninja Monkey dude, we could go for our Ascended Shadow right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and go for the Ascended Shadow right now. All right, and for our Ascended Shadow, I'm going to go ahead and place my Ascended Shadow right here. And let's see what paragon degree we get on our Ascended Shadow. Hopefully we get paragon degree 90, but if we're a little bit short, again, it's not going to be a big deal. And actually, we ended up with paragon degree 91. Not too bad at all, dudes. So now that we have our Ascended Shadow, let's go ahead and rebuy our Grand Saboteur. And there we go. So everything is pretty good right now. We probably wouldn't be able to afford, or we probably won't be able to get the Magnus Perfectus until like round 300. As long as our Archmage can get up to that 16.2 million pops. I'm not really going to rely on my Wizard Lord Phoenix to get the pops, because unless I activate the ability, he's kind of buns, right? Also, I should probably queue up the Homeland Defense too. All right, dudes, so I ended up talking a little bit longer than I thought I would. So this time I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all the way up until like round 300. Because there's not really too much else that we're going to do up until like we get to like round 300. Because I think that's when we're going to end up buying our Magnus Perfectus. All right, dudes, I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back on round 300. So our towers are doing pretty good. Let me go ahead and turn off the FX really quick. That way you guys can see what we have going on here. But pretty much I have everything set up for the Magnus Perfectus. Unfortunately, we're still a little bit short on our pops. But to be honest, I'm honestly not too worried about it. Even though we're a little bit short on our pops, I still think that our Magnus Perfectus should be Paragon degree like 87, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and buy our Magnus Perfectus right now. That way, we can cut down on our lag a little bit. And how did our Magnus Perfectus end up being Paragon degree 91? Like our towers were nowhere near the 16.2 million pops. Like they were close, but I feel like they were just I want to say like a million off from getting that 16.2 million. I'm not sure. Maybe they changed like the total pop count that you needed. But anyways, dudes, now the next thing we're going to be focusing on, well, actually, we really don't need anything else right now. I'm going to try to make it as far as we can by not buying any other towers. If we do need to buy more towers, I'll probably end up grabbing like the Sniper Monkey. Actually, you know what? I should probably grab the Sniper Monkey right now. That way we can go ahead and give our towers a little bit of give the balloons a little bit of a debuff. So we'll grab ourselves the Sniper. We'll go and upgrade the Sniper up to a Cripple Moab, and then we'll upgrade it up to Shrapnel Shot. And then also we'll grab ourselves the other Sniper, and we'll upgrade the second Sniper up to the Elite Sniper. That way the Elite Sniper can buff up the Cripple Moab to make the Cripple Moab attack a little bit faster. Now, I was thinking about grabbing the Glue Gunner as well, but we really don't need the Glue Gunner right now, right? Opposed to grabbing the Glue Gunner, let's go ahead and grab ourselves the Ice Monkey. And then we'll grab the Ice Monkey. Where should we place it? I kind of want to like have it within range of our Vengeful Sun God as well as our Support Temple. So maybe I'll just end up placing it like right here. I mean, this should be more than fine, right? And then we'll go ahead and buff it up with a Top Pathway Monkey Village. But we're not going to go crazy with the Monkey Village. We're only going to be upgrading it up to Primary Mentoring to make sure that we don't end up like suffering with the lag and stuff. But all right, guys, and now that we have all of the paragons that we're going to buy, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all the way up until like round 350 or maybe like round 360. And then I'll give you guys another status update once we make it to round 360. All right, dudes, so here we are on round 357. So far, the bad balloons, when they're like, when we get like a big rush of the bad balloons, they're making it about 4 to 5 laps. So out of the 23 laps on this map, they still have 18 laps left to go. So far, it seems like the Sniper Monkey as well as the Ice Monkey were a really good play, because I think using the Sniper Monkey and the Ice Monkey are allowing our towers to do a little bit more damage, and it's helping our towers out a ton. Now, one thing I'm debating on doing, I think I want to grab myself a Glue Gunner. That way our towers can do even more damage. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab ourselves a Glue Gunner. We'll go ahead and upgrade it up to a Glue Storm, and we'll grab a Glue Soak as well as Corrosive Glue too. And this will allow our towers to do more damage to the balloons, right? But all right, since there's really not much else to discuss, right now, the Glue Gunner is going to be the one tower that I'm going to end up going for, because like I was saying, the balloons are giving us a hard time. I'm going to go ahead and probably fast forward to like round 405, because I think when I went to round 400 on Apocalypse mode, we ended up losing on round 405. So let's go ahead and see how well we do up against round 405. All right, dudes, so here we are on round 400, and our towers are still doing really, really well. Like our Sniper Monkey paired with the Glue Gunner as well as the Ice Monkey over here in the bottom left-hand corner, I feel like they're making a massive difference with our towers popping power, because our towers are actually doing insanely well, much better than they did on the other longest map that I made. So I'm actually curious on like if we can actually make it to round 500. Like I said, I wanted to go to round 500 when I first started the video, but I was a little bit hesitant if we would actually be able to make it. But while I'm watching these balloons, like the balloons at most are still only making it about 5 laps around the map. So that means they still have 18 more laps to go until they can exit the map. So that being said, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna fast forward another like 25 rounds, and I'll give you guys a status update in 25 rounds. That is, of course, if we don't lose, of course. All right, dudes, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys back on round of 420. So far, I think the strategy that I'm using may be unbeatable up until the point where the balloons get insanely fast. Because right now, the balloons still haven't changed how far they're making it. Like, they're only making it 4 or 5 laps before they end up getting destroyed. So that means they still have 18 laps left to go in order to make us lose. So guys, I think instead of bringing you guys back on like round 425, I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back on round 450, unless of course we end up losing in the next 30 rounds, which it doesn't seem the case. So if we manage to make it to round 450, then you guys will see us, or you guys will see me again on round 450. And then I think the next benchmark is going to be round 500. All right, guys, so I know I said I was going to bring you back on round 450, but these bad balloons are getting ridiculous, guys. Look at how many bad balloons are on the screen right now. And I believe right now the bad balloons are making somewhere in the ballpark of like 6 to 7 trips around the circle. And with the bad balloons being spaced out so much like this, it makes it really hard for our vengeful sun god to actually hit all of the bad balloons at the same time. Like right now, I think Zilly is doing a majority of the damage paired with our Navark of the Seas, of course. Like, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. So I want to go ahead and bring you guys back so you guys had a understanding of like how intense these late game rounds are getting right now. But I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to round 450. We have 11 rounds left until 450. But I'm not exactly sure if we're going to be able to make it because these bad balloons are making it further and further and further. On top of that, they're getting faster as well. So that's why I want to bring you guys back really quick. We guys had an understanding of what these late game rounds are like. All right, dudes, here we are on round 450. And to be completely honest, I have no idea how far the bad balloons are making it right now, because we're just getting stacked with so many bad balloons on top of one another. It's really hard to keep track. Like right now, round 450 is actually a little bit calmer than what I was expecting. Oh wait, never mind. Here comes the big rush of bads. So as you guys will see, we constantly get hit with bad balloons like one after another in these late game rounds. So I think we should be able to deal with round 450 with no issues. But like I was saying, I have no idea how far the bad balloons are making it right now, just simply because we just get so many bad balloons stacked on top of each other. So in my rough guesstimation, I'd say that the bad balloons are making it anywhere between 11 to 12 cycles around. So I'd say they're making it about halfway through the map. So we still have 50 rounds left until round 500, which is going to be our goal. Now, if we end up losing before then, that would be kind of upsetting, but it would definitely be understandable, especially since the bad balloons are moving so fast now. So now that I brought you back on round 450, I know I said I wasn't going to do any more plugs, but if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe as well, because I do upload quite a bit of balloons content. But anyways, dudes, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward again to round, let's say round 475, and I'll see you guys on round 475. All right, dudes, so here we are on round of 475, and as you guys can see, things are getting pretty crazy. Like, we're getting so many bad balloons. Like, it's like a non-stop stream of constant bad balloons for like the past like 20 rounds. Like, this is actually ridiculous. Luckily, our towers are doing a great job at dealing with them for the most part. But to be completely honest, I have no idea how far the bad balloons are making it right now. Because, I mean, just look at this giant cluster of bads. Like, it's impossible to, like, keep track of where the bad balloons are, right? And, like, even if I, like, try to pay attention to, like, the debuff from the sniper, I can't even see the debuff from the sniper because Zilly's debuff is so massive. So like I was saying, I'm not exactly sure how far the bad balloons are making it. So I'm not exactly sure how close we are to losing. As long as the bad balloons are staying on the screen, I have to believe that we have to be getting pretty close to losing. Like, I almost want to say that the Babylons have to be making close, like, maybe like 15 or 16 passes around. And that's just like a rough guesstimation. Like, they could be doing more. So I don't know if we'll be able to make it to round 500 with just the towers that we have. But because there's so much lag and I kind of want to reduce the lag quite a bit, I only want to stick with this amount of towers for now. Now, hopefully we don't end up losing before round 500, but you never know what's going to happen, right? So that being said, this is the 25 round check mark. So I'll see you guys in 25 rounds, or if we end up losing in the next 25 rounds. Man, this is getting crazy. Like, to be completely honest, I almost want to set up a couple more sun temples to get a few more pops. Because I do realize that we're kind of lacking with popping power, but I just wanted to cut down on the lag so much, because if we like left all the towers on the screen, like there would be so much lag, it would probably take us even longer to beat this. And I'm gonna be a $1.50 with you guys. I've been recording this run for the last 6 hours and 3 minutes. That's how long it's taken me to get from round 1 all the way up until round 476. That's actually ridiculous. Oh my goodness, dudes. I never thought this round was gonna come. Round 499. We have 1 round left until round 500. Man, this has to be the longest recording I've ever done. Like, we've been going for 7 hours and 45 minutes so far. And it's been taking around like 10 to 15 minutes around. Not because like there's a lot of lag. Like, there is a little bit of lag, but it's nowhere near as bad as it usually is. So I think Ninja Kiwi made some pretty solid improvements to the late game. But it's just the sheer amount of balloons that come out on each round, which is what's causing us to like take forever per round. Like, look at all these balloons that just come in like non-stop, dude. This is actually ridiculous, bro. But alright, dudes, because it's going to take us like 10 minutes to beat this round, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back a little bit towards the end of round 500, because it's going to take us like another 20 minutes to get there. Alright, and here we are on round 500. Okay, so far we've been doing pretty good. I ended up grabbing a couple more call to arms to go ahead and give us a little bit more popping power. I also grabbed a overclock for our Vengeful Sun God to try and increase our popping power a little bit, to try and make round 500 go by a little bit faster, because this is actually ridiculous how long these rounds are taking, guys. And also, in the next couple of seconds, I want you guys to remember what I said earlier. Which tower do you guys think will have the most pops out of all the towers that we have placed? Like, remember the big boy towers, of course, the Navarch of the Seas, the Vengeful Sun God, Izili, the Grand Saboteur, Ascended Shadow, and the Balloon Master Alchemist. Remember, those are going to be the big boys. Also, the Magnus Perfectus should be a pretty solid guess too, because the Magnus Perfectus, I got him earlier than I did in my previous late game run, so he should have quite a decent amount of pops, right? Like, just look at this endless circle of bad balloons, dudes. Like, the higher rounds we go, the more bads I'm seeing. This is actually ridiculous, but it's also pretty cool at the same time. Like, there's something oddly satisfying just with a bunch of bad balloons going in like an endless circle, right? All right, now we're slowly starting to see like small gaps in between the bads. Like, we're slowly starting to see like the bad balloons slowly disappear. Oh my goodness, we are so close to beating round 500. And like I was saying, this is such a sketchy like map to play on, because you have no idea like which bad balloon is in first place and how many laps the bad balloons have done. Like, this entire time I've been like on the edge of my seat, because I didn't know like, is this the round that we're gonna lose? Is this the round that the bad balloon is gonna end up slipping through? Man, this has been crazy the entire time, guys. All right, we're down to our last, what, 6 bad balloons, or 6 reinforced bad balloons. I can't even tell you guys when the last time I saw a normal bad balloon was. Like, every balloon or every bad balloon that's popped out has been a reinforced bad. All right, we're down to the last 2 bads, and we're so close, guys. We're down to the last bad, and There we go, dude. So we have officially beaten round 500 in vanilla BTD6. Wow, that was a little bit more hectic than I initially thought it would be. All right, so now that we've done all that, let's go ahead and take a look at the tower pops really quick. So we'll go ahead and start off with the small boys, and then we'll work our way up to the big boys. So we'll start off with the Ice Monkey. The Ice Monkey only has 2.6 million pops. That's actually not a bad pop count for an Ice Monkey, right? Next, we'll check out the Monkey Sub. The Monkey Sub ended up with 3.1 million. Again, not too bad. Let's check out the Sniper Monkey with a 15.7 million pops. For a Sniper Monkey that doesn't attack that fast, it's actually quite a few pops, right? The Elite Sniper ended up with 58 million pops. So again, not too bad for a Sniper Monkey. Now, the tower that I'm really interested in is going to be the Spirit of the Forest. So how many pops did the Spirit of the Forest get? Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a $150, boys. 66 million, that's kind of lackluster. I was expecting it to have way more pops because of the amount of like thorns that were on the track. So that's kind of lackluster, to be honest. All right, moving on. Obviously, the glue gunner isn't going to have very many pops at all. So now we'll move on to a little bit more of a chunky boys. So we'll check out the Sun Temple. So this first Sun Temple ended up getting 804 million pops. For Sun Temple that's not all ultra boosted, that's actually pretty solid, right? Next, let's go ahead and check out the Mad, because I have a feeling that the Mad is going to do pretty well. The Mad ended up, whoa, 1 billion pops on a normal tier 5 tower. That's actually insane, dudes. So our Dartling Gunner, a normal tier 5, is at 1 billion pops. I'm actually kind of really like nervous to see like what the other towers are at. So with the Paragons, we'll go ahead and check out these 3 Paragons right here. We'll check out the Magnus Perfectus first, or the Magnus Perfectus first. Let me see here. So the Magnus Perfectus ended up with 3.2 billion pops. That's actually kind of nuts. Next, let's go ahead and check on the Goliath Doom Ship. The Goliath Doom Ship only had 4.4 billion pops. This is actually nowhere near what I thought it would have. Because, I mean, we bought the Magnus Perfectus like 100 rounds after we bought the Goliath Doom Ship. So I kind of figured the Goliath Doom Ship would have way more pops, right? Next, let's go ahead and check on the Ascended Shadow. The Ascended Shadow has 5.2 million pops. And we actually bought the Ascended Shadow after we bought the Goliath Doom Ship. So that just goes to show you that the Ascended Shadow in the late game is definitely better than the Goliath Doom Ship. Now it's time to move on to the big boys. So the first one that we're going to check on is we're going to go ahead and check on the Grand Saboteur. So the Grand Saboteur ended up with 8.8 billion pops for a tier 5 tower. That's actually kind of crazy, right? And next, let's go ahead, let's check on the Navarch of the Seas next. Whoa! Bro! The Navarch of the Seas has 16.3 billion pops. That's actually nutty, dudes. Next, let's go ahead and check on the Vengeful Sun God. The Vengeful Sun God, wow, only 8 billion pops. I was actually expecting way more than that. Like, the Grand Saboteur actually ended up with more pops than our Vengeful Sun God. That's something that I didn't see coming, especially since we water buffed the Vengeful Sun God. Kind of lackluster from the Vengeful Sun God, if I'm being completely honest. Now let's go ahead and check out my boy, the Balloon Master Alchemist. I'm hoping that he has over 20 million pops, because 20 million pops would put him in the lead over all of the other towers. And oh, dude, so close to that 20 million mark, dudes. 19 billion pops, dudes. 19 billion pops, which puts him in the lead, way above the Navarch of the Seas. And then, of course, we have to check out my girl, Azili. In the last super late game that I did, Azili ended up getting the most pops. So that's why I wanted to save her for last. And let's go ahead and check out my girl, Azili. And, I can't click it. 31 billion pops. Wow. 31 billion. Like, our Azili, our hero, our level 20 hero. What, that's over 3 times the amount of pops as our Vengeful Sun God? That is so crazy. Yeah, so I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or buts about it. Zilly is definitely the best hero for going late game. But anyways, dudes, I've been at this for way too long. I've been recording for the last 8 hours trying to make this a video for you guys. So that's going to do it for the video. Again, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe as well because I do upload daily BT6 content. But anyways, dudes, again, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.